It's so common in our society these days that so many of us don't have strong foundations. You know, we sort of go off in these certain areas of our life and we're all in. You know, a lot of the time that's work, how we make our money. And I get it, right? It's important. It's an important part of life, of survival, making sure that you're okay and your family's okay. And that's a duty we have to turn up for and that we want to turn up for, right? In many ways, you know, if you've got that spark in you to build something and look after those that you love, then it makes sense that so many of us thrive in work. Yet this is at the detriment of our foundations in many ways, you know. Health commonly takes a knock. Social life takes a knock, sorry. And many things, creativity, projects, actually doing the things that really get you going, that you're actually excited about, right? And this is what I notice time and time again, is that people's foundations aren't in check. They aren't in balance. And maybe harmony is a lot to strive for, right? For everything in your life to be in harmony. I don't think that's quite realistic. Yet balance and building upon your foundation so that you've got a strong foundation, a healthy life, both mentally, physically, and for your soul. These things, right? Making sure that your physical body is in good check and that you're turning up each day, each week to make sure that you're giving your body what it needs. And also your work, to make sure that you're looking after those that you love and looking after yourself. And then there's your mind, the mindset. Are we looking after our mind? For that to be ticking in a healthy, happy place with your candlelight center. I like to picture this as your candlelight. You know, if you was to picture a candle, I'm actually sitting next to one now, and it's straight. You're right. I'm actually going to get it. Look. What keeps your candlelight centered? And what throws it off and makes it wobble, you know? That's how I picture the mind. When we know ourselves and we know what makes our mind tick in the right ways, we start learning the things that keep us mentally stable, mentally centered. Yet that takes a knock a lot of the time. The mindset's one of the key foundations, right? Same as health and the body, but a healthy mind. And then there's the soul. The foundations of making sure that your soul's on some sort of mission that's got its purpose. Because again, a lot of the time, let's take work as an example. A lot of times people absolutely thrive in their business and their work, yet their passion, their true passions, their true loves, their true authentic self isn't actually expressing or being who it would be if it wasn't just for money and a tough economy, right? So as I said, I totally understand it, that we thrive a lot of the time in work and career. Yet what I notice is that these foundations also do take a hit. The mind might not be in a good place, the body might not be in a good place, our social life might not be in a good place, or our soul. Are we actually giving our soul what we want, our true character what we want? Are we birthing projects that feel like a purpose and feel like a mission and they feel like a quest? They keep our mind in a good place. I know what it's like to be out of balance, and one area of my life absolutely thrive whilst the rest of it takes a hit. And it only goes on for so long before you really realise that this is the case, right? And sure, there's times in your life to just be in that, you know, be ruthless and achieve what you need to achieve in one area of your life. But for how long for before you take a step back and realise that your life is not in balance? There's some real key foundations and real key areas of your life that are not thriving or in balance with one particular area of your life, like work or career. And my last, these previous 5 years for me have all been about that, you know, balancing out my life and putting love into the other areas of my life so that I live a balanced life with strong foundations. And I've got to this point now and I can recognise that I've got some real nice strong foundations. Not only do I know myself and what makes me tick and what makes me work and what do I need to feel balanced and healthy and happy and strong, and I now reap all the benefits of that, you know. it's been game changer. It's been a game changer for me, absolutely. It really, really has been, to get to a point where I feel like my life's in a good balance. And I'm happy, and I'm strong, and I'm healthy, and I know what I like. I know where I'm at. I know the journey that I've been on because I've reflected and continue to reflect. I know the things that make me wobble. I know the things that throw off my candle so it's not centered. And this knowing, this understanding, this clarity on who I am, who we are, show me each day what I want to work on. And my life in many ways becomes like a blissful boot camp, has become like a blissful boot camp in everything I do evolves around this purpose and this mission that I know that I'm on, that's in alignment with who I am and what I'm focusing on these days, right? Of course, every day is different. Some days are hard, and my days are filled with things that I don't necessarily like doing, but I know are for my best interest. But this keeps my foundations in check. This keeps my body healthy. This keeps my mind healthy. This keeps my body happy. This keeps my mind happy. This keeps my soul happy, because I know I'm turning up, I'm showing up, and doing the things that I know please my soul, give me purpose, give me passion, and ignite creativity. And I encourage you to reflect on this yourself. What areas of your life are you absolutely thriving and running in, and is that in balance with these other key pillars to life that we need, that aren't just all about success in terms of money, but success in terms of fulfillment, because you're turning up in each area of your life in balance. And as I said, every chapter is different, and there's times to thrive in one and maybe let the others take a hit, knowing that is not forever and that you can get around to that. I totally understand it. But true fulfillment, when you know that you're actually turning up in all these different aspects of your life, the key pillars of your life, your mindset, your health, in balance with creativity, passion, drive, knowing what your purpose is, to then walk a path that's in alignment with that. As I said in a previous video, it's so common that we find ourselves in situations where maybe we're thriving and we're being successful in some regard, with maybe making a lot of money, but it's not actually ticking all these other boxes that make us generally fulfilled, and that's why money doesn't lead to happiness. Well, what's the mission? What's the mission that feels in alignment with your character, your strengths, your weaknesses, your wounds, your unique story, the path that you've lived so far that's led you to this, the traits that you were born with, also the traits that you've developed through the life that you've lived, all lead to some sort of message and purpose that feels deep inside right for us to be doing. Yet because of our society, we're not doing it. So many of us aren't, or at least not living in balance. I don't want to use the word harmony, because it is a lot to strive for, complete harmony, right? What's that look like? You've got to be realistic. But balance, and knowing what keeps us in balance, what keeps us in check, to be operating from a good place with strong foundations, lead us to feeling fulfilled, because there's not a part of us that we're not tending to. And to me, that's success. And from that, you can then work with what you've learned about yourself, or what you know about yourself, to set up projects, maybe set up businesses, to apply for certain jobs, to meet certain people that are in harmony with, or in alignment with, those things that you know about yourself, that true self, that true character. And then the money and success in that world can coming from that place of strong foundations. Sit with this and ask yourself those questions. Am I doing the things in these different areas of my life, these different aspects of my life, that keep me in check, keep my mind in check, my body in check, but also my soul in check? That's one thing that takes a hit these days. Will our soul actually be happy with what we do with our time, where we put our energy? This is a big one, because ultimately that's what we're going to leave this place with, this life with, is all those things that we've learned and gained on a soul level, having learned about ourselves, rather than the riches and everything else. And that can be deemed as true success, right? In the meantime, we're here on planet Earth in these bodies, and success can kind of have a different meaning of money. And as I said, I get it. We need to look after our families. We need to look after ourselves. Money's a beautiful thing. Money's a powerful thing. It's a good thing. And there's ways to have it and use it and be with it that are in alignment, and not at the cost of your true character or your soul, you know, and you can be living your purpose, living your mission, whilst earning money, whilst being successful, feeling more fulfilled than you would do if you ignored or continued to ignore these key foundations of life: mind, body, spirit, creativity, your message that's unique to you. Give respect to that rather than ignoring it and living a life that is not fulfilling and very empty. But you could be rich, you could be successful, but in what realm? At what expense? Our foundations need to be strong for us to live a happy, fulfilled life. And it doesn't all just come down to business. And when we come from that place, you can then actually start doing business from that place with those things in check, and that's true success. That's true fulfillment. Yeah. Peace.